Merriam-Webster defines a lie as to make an untrue statement with intent to deceive. So if we always seem to say the biggest lies for those we love most, are we to walk around constantly doubting ourselves or our partners? Today, I will take on the narcissist, how to spot the signs of your pathological liar on this edition of Toward Intentions. For as long as we can remember, lying has been a part of everyday life. We couldn't get through the day without being a little deceptive. Hello everybody, welcome to Toward Intentions. I'm your host, Austin Fox. In 1990, a study reported that 85% of couples, either one or both, had lied about past relationships or recent indiscretions. And couples that at the time were at the beginning stages of their dating process will lie to each other about a third of their interactions, sometimes more. And more often than that, they will deceive the other people around them. As children, we were taught that lying is wrong and that we should never do it. But somehow, as adults, we tend to forget the little lessons our parents gave us. Does lying make us bad adults? And what kind of person lies? Well, a study conducted at Texas A&M University answers that question by reporting that frequent liars tend to be manipulative, not to mention overly concerned with the impression they make on others. The compulsive liar does this usually to feel a need to be someone else due to low self-esteem. The pathological liar is a person who habitually lies, cheats, and manipulates others. They are also really good at self-deception because when the lie is happening, they wholeheartedly believe their own words. Now, believe it or not, there is a physical difference in the brain of a normal person and that of the brain of a pathological liar. This happens in the prefrontal cortex, the portion of the brain responsible for personality development. Neuroscience tends to focus on the gray matter, where all the processing happens, and the white matter connecting the different parts of the brain together. A study at the University of Southern California found that while pathological liars have 25% more white matter, they also have 14% less gray matter. And because gray matter is where all the critical thinking happens, pathological liars have a really hard time keeping relationships and holding down jobs. Now, you may think the way to catch a liar is to tell them, "Look me in the eye." Well, the pathological liar will have no problem making and keeping eye contact, sometimes a little too much eye contact. This is to overcompensate for the lie being told. It is also a tool to make others so uncomfortable that the topic will be dropped rather quickly. Other telltales will be shaking your head no when saying yes, or simply smiling at the end of a story no matter how bad it is. Now that we figured out how to spot the liar in our own home, is it possible to maintain a relationship with a pathological liar or narcissist? The classic narcissist uses language cruelly and ruthlessly to entrap one's enemies. The words thrown are to show confusion and panic, to leave the listener in doubt, in hesitation, in paralysis, ultimately to gain and punish. Language is considered to be a weapon, a piece of lethal property. Pathological lying is one of the hallmark characteristics of the narcissist, who does this out of need to manipulate and maintain control. For the immature narcissist, there is an essential emotional truth. Lying is an expression of his or her mistrust of others and his or her need to maintain a fragile sense of self at all cost. Being honest is to be vulnerable, and that terrifies the narcissist because his primary goal is to control others. Thus, lying becomes the modus operandi. He never allows himself to be pinned down or to be held accountable for anything. And if questioned, they become outraged at the mere thought that someone has the nerve to actually question them. So he becomes really slick in his lying, and others actually start to believe the lies because of his sincerity. Now, this is why true pathological liars are so hard to detect in regular population. The lack of an ability to feel guilty about the lies, and they have this perverse sense that they are entitled to lie. The effects of loving a pathological liar can be devastating, from emotional abuse to manipulative behavior and aggression. People who love pathological liars risk their emotional and physical health. So what are the signs that you're living with a pathological liar? Well, number 1. He uses silent treatment as a weapon. When you catch your partner in a potential lie or try to talk about something that just doesn't add up, your partner goes from doting and loving to silent. You go from feeling completely secure in the relationship to feelings as if you're walking on eggshells. He can go from one extreme to the other rather quickly, without warning. Often you find yourself keeping your head low and being as agreeable as possible so you don't have to endure one of his silent treatments or quote-unquote moods. Number 2, criticism comes back at you times 10. You try to have an open discussion with your partner about something that bothers you, and he changes the course of that conversation to how really you're to blame for A, B, and C that you didn't even know were related to the current conversation, but somehow now seem massively important. Suddenly, you're racking your brain for how to make it up to your partner for being so insensitive to his needs. He's shifting the blame to you and even making you feel like the guilty one. Number 3, your partner is an expert at the pity play. One day you're online and you decide to go through the history just to see what's been going on. Well, you notice some strange activity going on, and when you confront your partner about this, your partner breaks down about his uncle's recent hospitalization that you didn't even know about until that very moment. You've spent all day together. Why is it now that is so important? Psychologists call this the pity play, and it is believed that it is the number 1 tactic employed by the sociopathic liar. Even if the sob story were true, it still wouldn't justify the lying. A pathological liar knows our natural response is one of empathy and pity, and they will use it in full to their advantage. And lastly, number 4, he has lied to others repeatedly. This is the single biggest indicator that you're living with a pathological liar. If you have seen him unflinchingly and convincingly tell a lie to someone else, stop right there. You are living with a stone-cold liar. So, to subscribe for future updates, go to www.torridintentions.com, and you can also find and follow me on Twitter at torridintention, or use Old Faithful and email me anything that's on your mind to torridintentions@gmail.com. I'll leave you with this final thought. You may try to rationalize that your partner would never lie to you. In fact, they only lie to protect you. But if they can lie to anyone with ease, they can and will do it to you. Pathological liars will often lie about small, unimportant things that may leave you scratching your head. So, till next time, this is Austin Fox saying, whatever your intention, make sure they're toward intentions. So long, everybody.